friends, Quill here, welcome back to the channel and some more doubles content on the ladder. If you're enjoying these kinds of videos, make sure you hit that like button down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of the action coming forward. Now if you missed the last video, make sure you go back and watch it. We started out with this team that you see on your screen right now, but basically the objective of this team is to set up the Grassy Surge with Rillaboom and eventually get Hawlucha in to then Dynamax and sweep. Now typically, when I was testing this team on Showdown, Hawlucha would very often be the one that I sent out first alongside Rillaboom, but on this ranked ladder online, it seems that I've had to bring in Duraludon or Toxtricity to deal with some other threats. So yeah, I guess that just goes to show that Showdown is a whole different animal compared to online ranked battles. But yeah, the code over here to my right is still good. You can go still rent this team if you want to try it out for yourself. I think it works really well. I've actually been working on the next team, and I think the next team's even better than this one, but honestly, I'm really happy with how this one performs. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into it, so I will see you guys in the first battle. Alright, here we are against Omar, who very obviously has a rain-based team. This team does relatively well against rain because of Rillaboom being a grass type. We're going to be able to get some grassy glides off. We are in rank 4 now, so we are moving up in the tiers, meaning, of course, it's going to be a little bit harder. I think, obviously, we lead with Rillaboom. I am a little bit afraid of this team just because rain is scary, and we are up another tier. So this might be a little bit tricky, but I think we'll be okay. I think I'm going to bring the Duraludon to counter the Kingdra, because I am able to take it out. I think I'm able to take it out, at least with the Draco Meteor. But we're going to bring Toxtricity and Hawlucha in the back, and we're going to see how this goes. I don't know if we can win this one. I guess we're gonna have to find out. Okay. We're in the Hammerlock Stadium. Omar is number 829. Let's see what he's got. One of my favorite tracks in this game, honestly. I really do like this. Oh, and I like his hair too. Hello? Okay, Barraskewda and Kingdra. So we do not see the Pelipper lead, which is honestly very surprising. Duraludon is going to come out as well as Rillaboom, and I think my moves here are very, very predictable, but I don't think I can afford to go for anything else because these two Pokemon on the other side of the field are just so terrifying. I think we're just going to go directly for the Grassy Glide on the Barraskewda, and we're going to go ahead and full-on Draco Meteor that Kingdra. Hope to take it out. I didn't run the calc on that. I meant to run the calc on it. I don't know if that Draco Meteor is going to be able to take out the Kingdra when it's Dynamaxed automatically. So we're going to see the Grassy Glide go off here. Barraskewda is not living that. Maybe this will be a quick battle. Who knows? So Barraskewda goes right down. Kingdra goes for the Hurricane. Doesn't even Dynamax. So we will definitely be able to take it out here with that Draco Meteor. I do anticipate this to be a shorter battle just because they didn't Dynamax here. Yeah, no, this is... you know. I don't want to get too cocky, too confident because, you know, things could still... I have come back. On the team I was talking about earlier, I don't want to give too much away about that team, but I did come back from a really bad turn 1 in a battle on Showdown. But NDD comes out here, which is going to be a little bit of a drag because it gets our grassy terrain away. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Hawlucha doesn't gain much from Dynamaxing, so I actually think, I think the move that we go for here, I do not have, now let me see, this Rillaboom does not Gigantamax, so we can just max Overgrowth and get our grassy terrain back up, which is absolutely important for Hawlucha to come in. But I do want to get the Draco Meteor. I know it's going to be... there's going to be less effect with it, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the Pelipper, or at least try to. I'm going to double into the Pelipper just because NDD doesn't really scare me too much. I do have Max Darkness for it. So we're going to Dynamax our Rillaboom here, get the big old monkey. I debated whether or not I should have this Rillaboom able to Gigantamax, and in the end I decided not to. Simply for scenarios like this where we have an ADD coming later on. So Duraludon goes first, which kind of surprises me. That means it's probably a slow NDD. Wow, that must have been a crit. That had to have been a crit. That wasn't a critical hit. No way. Okay. So I'm really, really shocked that the NDD or sorry, that we outsped, because Duraludon's not a very fast Pokemon, and I'm very, very shocked that we were able to one-shot the Pelipper even with the special defense drop. I wonder if his team was not EV trained, like properly EV trained. I can check that after the battle. But that was a really, really quick battle, really good battle. I think I played that well. I think it's very interesting that the opponent didn't lead with a rain setter like Pelipper. But that's the way it goes. And are we getting a... Yeah, we got a disconnect. Oh, wow. That's the first DC of the series. I wonder if that counts as a win for us, though. Alright, now I do kind of feel bad, and I want to talk about this for a second, because I know some people watching the video might want to get into competitive battling and might not know how to quite. So the reason that this battle was so quick and that things didn't go so well for my opponent are just because his setups are less than ideal. Okay, first of all, this Barraskewda is holding a muscle band, which is essentially a weaker choice band. With something dealing as much damage as Barraskewda is supposed to deal, you're going to want that choice band for that extra oomph behind your hits. Mantine has no item, Kingdra has no item, Pelipper has no item. Dragalge does have the Assault Vest, but we didn't even see that Pokemon come into the battle, so that wasn't too good of a move. We'll get into EVs in a second. And then the Mego Berry on the NDD, it's an interesting choice. I disagree with it for this particular EV set, but we're going to look at the EVs next. So when you have all 508 EVs that you're allowed to have on a Pokemon, arrows that you see over there that are right now yellow, they turn blue to indicate that the EVs are maxed out. So obviously Barraskewda, it has max attack, max speed, but it's got 4 more EVs it can put in a different stat that I would like to have. Maybe like defense would be good. Mantine, again, we don't have them completely maxed out. HP and special defense are pretty good things to invest in. The Kingdra, special attack and speed, nothing surprising there. Pelipper has no EVs whatsoever, which is why we were able to knock it out with -2 Draco Meteor. And then Dragalge has special attack and special defense, and that's a little bit of a problem. Every Pokemon, and I will say this with moderate confidence, every Pokemon should either have investment in HP or speed, and 99% of the time, it's going to be max HP or max speed. You really don't want to have a lot of defense investment without that HP to back it up, which is what we see here with this Indeedee. Yeah, sure, it's got plenty of defensive EVs, but it doesn't have any HP. That's the reason that Shuckle's not any better than it is that it has such a low HP stat, but it's got really great defenses. But like I said, nothing to back it up. So I just wanted to take a quick break and talk about this guy's team. And I'm a little bit shocked, not gonna lie, and I mean this the nicest way possible, that he is on rank 4 with his team. Good for him, honestly. And just to let you know, I wanted to talk about that for a little bit, but we will go on to the next battle. Oh, and I did gain points from him disconnecting, so that's a good thing. All right, and here we have a battle against Little Devil, and we see the Smogon bird. I can't remember its name. I'm so bad at remembering names. But we see Smogon bird up there, for lack of a better term, and what it does is it uses Tailwind on turn 1. Talonflame, that's what it is. It uses Tailwind on turn 1. It gets priority using its Gale Wings ability, and then kind of wreaks havoc from there. We've also got some Sandstorm set up here. Very obvious Sandstorm team. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Rillaboom, and honestly, I think I'm going to bring Hawlucha in first, and that's really risky. Just because if that Talonflame hits hard enough, it can knock out my Hawlucha, but I think we'll be okay. We're also going to bring, let's see, Cinderace does well here, I think, and so does no one else really. I'm going to bring Bisharp because we have Low Kick for that Tyranitar. Maybe we can do some damage there. Alright, here we go against Little Devil. He doesn't look too little in his trainer card, you know. Looks pretty tough. I like trainer cards. I think that's a really cool thing that they added in this generation. It's you know, something small, but I like it. I appreciate it. So out come the Talonflame and Crocodile. Not a very surprising lead. Both are shiny. Totally legit, by the way. Out come Rillaboom and Hawlucha, which I know exactly what we do here, I think. I'm guessing that the Crocodile's probably going to Dynamax this turn, and the Talonflame's going to go for the Tailwind. It is going to be priority, however, Do I go for Fake Out? I think I go for Fake Out on the Talonflame. Try to delay it just a turn, and then we're going to Dynamax and Max Knuckle the Crocodile. Try to get off as much damage as we can on that thing. If it doesn't Dynamax, I think we just flat out knock it out at this point. But if it does Dynamax, that's good for us. I'm not too concerned about the Tailwind. Tailwind increases the other team's speed, by the way, significantly, but Hawlucha's probably still going to be able to outspeed them as fast as it is. So we are going to Dynamax. Get the big bird again. Man, Duraludon really carried that last battle. Like, that's still what surprises me, is even an uninvested Pelipper should be able to live a -2 Draco meter, I would think. Okay, so the Fake Out does go out first here, which is really great. That delays that Tailwind at least one turn. We get the Max Knuckle off, which if it's not Focus Sash, just straight up knocks it out. That's great. Does increase our attack also. So that's honestly what's really great about this strategy. So that's a perfect turn one for us, honestly. We got the Fake Out, so we kept the Gale Wings Tailwind from happening, and Gale Wings is no longer in effect because as of Generation 7, you need to have full HP for your Talonflame's Gale Wings to work. So we're in a good position here. The Tyranitar is absolutely going to Dynamax, and what I'm going to do about that, I'm not quite sure. I think I'm gonna double into the Tyranitar because Talonflame doesn't really scare me. Tyranitar really does, because if it's got that weakness policy, it's able to increase its attack and special attack each by 2 stages, which is terrifying because it's basically able to live anything under Dynamax. Okay, so we get the... It does not Dynamax. I'm really shocked about that. So Tyranitar goes straight down. Does this guy have investment? I don't know. Maybe that's just really offensive Tyranitar, I guess. And that does a lot to the Talonflame too. We're gonna have to check out this guy's team also, see if he's invested in EVs and IVs and stuff. But Dual Wing Beat. Okay, Dual Wing Beat is another really good move. It's a move that Talonflame got. It's a little bit weaker than Brave Bird in the end, but it doesn't deal damage back to the user, which is really good, especially on Gale Wings Talonflame. Out comes the Excadrill, and we're seeing this later than I would have thought. Its speed is also doubled because of the Sandstorm. I'm surprised we didn't see it earlier. I'm surprised it wasn't the lead because, I mean, Excadrill Tyranitar is just... What? Why did I un-Dynamax? Oh, they forfeited. Okay, they forfeited. Alright, that works. Alright, so that's 2 wins. A DC and a forfeit. That's honestly pretty good. We're doing great here, guys. Alright, so another issue that I'm seeing... This guy also didn't max out all of his stats, first of all. Second of all of his Pokemon have the same exact investment, except for the Steelix, which we didn't even see come to the battle. All of them are physical attackers. None of them have maxed out stats, so this guy, he's a lot better than the last one because at least the EV spreads make sense. But you want some variety in your team. It was still a better battle, don't get me wrong, but you know. Just a couple more pointers. Alright, on to rank 5. Things are hopefully going to be a little bit harder here. We're against Alex, who has a team that kind of scares me. There's a lot of stuff here that I don't like to deal with, including Milotic is really not fun to deal with. Even though Rillaboom has a stab super effective Grassy Glide against it, that doesn't knock it out totally. I don't like dealing with Mimikyu too much. I don't think we'll see it, though. I know that Arcanine probably is going to get off an Intimidate, so I'm going to go ahead and lead with Rillaboom. And Toxtricity, that might not be the best option, but that's what I'm going with. And then we're going to bring Hawlucha in the back, of course. And for the last slot, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking Bisharp just to kind of scare off the Arcanine a little bit. Maybe we won't get the drops here. We'll see. Alright, the battle against Alex, number 14, in fact. Alright, Alex, what do you lead with? I'm expecting to see Arcanine for sure. Whimsicott and Tyranitar. Okay, so they're leading with their Sand. Not exactly what I expected, but honestly, a good thing for us. What I can do here is I'm just going to go directly, if this is offensive Tyranitar we saw last battle, we can just knock it out with one hit in a Grassy Glide, which is super great. That's exactly what I would like to do. I don't know if that's quite going to happen though. We're going to go for the Grassy Glide on the Tyranitar, and then I'm going to try to Sludge Bomb and knock out that Whimsicott. It's probably got Focus Sash, which means I can't knock it out in one hit, but we can follow it up with a Grassy Glide next turn. Okay, so we do not see the Dynamax here on the Tyranitar. Again, no one's been Dynamaxing their Tyranitars, because I think this just knocks it out now. Yeah. Oh, no, not quite. Not quite. And no Weakness Pulse either. Now that's shocking. We do have a Focus Sash here, so Toxtricity is going to live the Earth Power. It will get knocked out to the Sandstorm, but that's alright, because... I mean, honestly, Toxtricity's job is going to be done. Toxtricity's job was to either interrupt or take out the Whimsicott, which it did perfectly. We're fine. Toxtricity can go down. We don't really need it anymore. That's great. I don't know if the Arcanine... If the Arcanine comes out, I definitely want Bisharp there, because its Defiant ability gives it an attack boost whenever its stats are lowered. So I think I'm going to actually... Huh. But Hawlucha can just get that back up. I'm gonna make the Bisharp play. I don't know if it's the right one, but it's the one that I'm gonna make, and Milotic comes out. That's awful. That is so bad. Yep, I choked. It's okay. We should be fine. The question is, what do we go for here? Do we go for... I think we go for Grassy Glide on the Milotic, just to do as much damage as we can, and then we can go ahead and low kick the Tyranitar. I hope I outspeed. I think I outspeed. I am max speed on my... Oh, jeez. Here goes the Milotic. Big Milotic. Always a scary thing to see is Big Milotic. We're going to get a Grassy Glide off of this. I wonder how much that's going to do. I'm a little bit afraid of what they're going to go for, though. That's the thing. Alright, Grassy Glide goes off. Gonna do a decent chunk at least. I'm not too upset. Max Hailstorm. That is going to go off on the Rillaboom and probably just knock it clean out. No, because I've got the... Oh, what's it called? Jeez, I can see it. It's the Assault Vest. Assault Vest is gonna save me right there. Shoot. We got outsped with the Earth Power. No, please live, please live. Oh my gosh, I did not expect Bisharp to live that. Tyranitar is not exactly known as a special attacker, that's probably why. There are definitely special sets you can run on Tyranitar successfully. But it is definitely more of a physical attacker. That's why we're able to live that Earth Power there. Alright, we see leftovers on Milotic, which is super annoying. Alright, and the last Pokemon on my opponent's team is a Ferrothorn. Not the worst thing we saw. I really actually kind of would have wished that we would have seen the, what's it called? The Arcanine there to raise my Bisharp's attack. I am just going to go ahead and Sucker Punch. I'm going to double into the Milotic. I hope it doesn't Max Guard here. If it does, it's not the biggest deal in the world because Ferrothorn's not going to do anything to me. Alright, so we do not see the Max Guard. That's great. Milotic. We're not going to be able to knock it out this turn, but we are going to get some really, really good damage off. I hate Milotic. I hate fighting it. Max Hailstorm goes off. That's not going to knock us out. That's not going to knock out my Rillaboom. In fact, I don't even know if Hail knocks it out at this point. We see a Toxic into the Bisharp slot. We are definitely a little louder right now, my friends. We're rank 5, so for what it's worth, and oh, 1 HP. We're down to 1 HP. Sorry, I got my mic in front of the TV just a little bit, so if I keep looking down this way, it's just to see how much HP my Rillaboom has. But okay, so we do see a Max Guard here, which means I did use the Sucker Punch with my Bisharp, which is not going to go off here because of that Max Guard, but that's not too big of a deal. We are going to get knocked out with the Iron Barbs here. That's alright, because it gets my Hawlucha in. I don't know if this is the last turn of the Grassy Terrain. Gyro Ball's going to go off here, which is going to not get the KO on Bisharp, which is great. I do hope that the Grassy Terrain stays up. That would be awesome if it did, because it would mean that I get my Hawlucha in and get the boost for Unburden. Although I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. With the Pokemon that my opponent has left, it's probably not the biggest deal in the world. Oh, but it does stay up. The Grassy Terrain is still up. My opponent's Tailwind ends as I send out Hawlucha. This one actually ended up closer than the other two. Definitely not close, though. because Hawlucha, honestly, once Milotic was weakened, there was nothing that was going to stop my Hawlucha from just kind of steamrolling everyone, which is exactly what we're going to do right now. I am going to go ahead and Dynamax, go for the Max Knuckle on Milotic, and then I think I'm just going to go ahead and Sucker Punch the Ferrothorn, get off some damage. Honestly, whatever Bisharp does at this point is kind of unnecessary. A Gyro Ball is not going to knock me out, basically, is what I'm saying. Because that's what the Ferrothorn's going to hit a Gyro Ball onto my Hawlucha. It's not going to do enough damage to knock it out. We're going to be okay. Especially with the attack boost that we get from the Max Knuckle. Alright, Sucker Punch comes out, but it does fail. Okay, so we're seeing a Toxic, maybe? I don't know. But the fact that Ferrothorn doesn't attack here means that it's definitely a good game. I might bring this team back, honestly, because when I get up into the upper tiers, I'm going to run out of good ideas to use. So if I find that's the case, okay, so we get the Toxic on the Hawlucha. This guy's playing for the long game in a VGC match. Why not? Yeah, I probably am going to bring this team back. This, of course, is not the last episode with this team. We're going to use it again next week. I say, of course, as if I've announced that. My plan is to use this next week as well as this week. But I'm surprised by the battles that we didn't get to see this team fight against, because it does really well against certain teams that other teams struggle with. Like, I really wish we would have seen a Trick Room Hatterene, so I could have smacked that thing with a Steel Beam. But that's the way it goes. You know, it's a game we play. I'm in the low ladder, and so I can't expect too much. We're going to get the Max Knuckle off here. That actually probably should just take it out. And if it doesn't, yeah, we're good. Alright. Well, that is battle number 3. We got 3 for 3 today. Super duper excited about that. That means we're 6 for 6 overall. We're probably going to be moving up to the Great Ball tier by the next video. I'll definitely tell you before we start. I am a little bit confused. Okay, now I kind of feel a little bit bad. This man had a max speed, max attack, naive Whimsicott with no physical moves. That's the low ladder. Also, his Milotic just has really weird EVs. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Hopefully next episode we can move up a little bit in the ranks further. So we get a few more difficult battles, something to give us a run for our money. Obviously we don't want to lose, but that'll do it for this episode, my friends. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, see you next time.